Um, okay. Why is this being a pain? There we go. All right, we are on. All right, we're on. Hi, everybody.
Hey everyone, how's it going?
We're coming to you from our living room at the moment because I had a fall at work a couple of days ago and my knee is screwy and don't. Stairs are not my friend right now. So,
Stairs have done damage to both of us over the years.
Yeah. I felt going up a set of stairs. So
At least you
stairs are not
at least you did it in a remarkable way.
It wasn't remarkable.
Yeah. So good for you.
No, I'm saying it wasn't really remarkable. It's just
Achievement unlocked.
it was pretty bad. I had a chunk of cement
Yeah.
and a giant cut on my knee. By the time I got to my car, I bled all over my pants, which had a hole in them from the steps that I fell on, and
That
I
was,
managed to get the cement chunk out of my skin.
you totally Mick Foley did. This seems very appropriate for this particular line of
Yeah.
podcasting.
But I'm sitting here, I have my leg out. You can't see it it's just off camera. And we're coming to you a little bit early because Dan has a show tonight. We gotta head out around 5 or so. So we're trying to start this a little bit early so we have time to get out to the show. So let's get started. So this weekend was a really big wrestling weekend. We had
For us comic fans, we would call it a crossover in the form of Worlds Collide, which is this year. It was formerly an exclusive AAA event promotion from Mexico.
But Win Worlds Collide, which I just
Is it Win Worlds Collide or
the original one was called Win Worlds Collide. This one was just Win Worlds Collide.
Well, but now it's a co-run promotion. Well, technically WWE owns it because they now own AAA, but it's being co-branded with AAA. NXT and AAA superstars or wrestlers go at it, and overall, I thought it was a pretty fun thing to watch. There were definitely people that I am now a fan of that I didn't see before.
My god, it was so good. It was so good. We also had Money in the Bank last Saturday, which was pretty big.
Yeah, it was fine.
Oh wait, where am I going? Let me get my
It was kind of. What's Collide? That was Benny in the Bank. I kind of think I have three events that I really like, and that's Royal Rumble, Money in the Bank, and I would say ever since they put War Games in on Survivor Series. But this year, it's Money in the Bank had one. They were both performance-wise had some great spots, but over and all, I could take or leave who the people that won.
It was fine. Honestly, the World's Collide was actually way better than Bank in my opinion. It was so good.
Yeah.
All right, so the owner of AAA, who is the sister of the person who originally founded it, apparently goes to Donald Trump for her advice.
Yes.
Not good. Really not good.
Even worse. Which is the actual Donald Trump.
Yeah. Let's see. They had double national anthems. Deva Barrera sang the Mexican national anthem. Apparently, she sang a line wrong, but honestly, it was beautiful. I didn't notice.
For us non-Spanish speakers, it was great. For the Spanish speakers, are probably like if
the guy in the ring was sort of side-eyeing her a little bit.
if the people of Mexico are like the people of America, unless somebody says something, they don't really notice. Like,
Yeah, but it was very nice. Lillian Garcia, the ring announcer, obviously sang the U.S. anthem. It was really nice too. She has a beautiful voice. Rey Mysterio came back. He introduced the program basically. Not wrestling in it, just introducing it. But Let's see. Dragon Lee and Cruz del Toro without Joaquin Wild, who may have been let go, which is ridiculous because Joaquin Wild is, in my opinion, uh, the better tag teamer with Cruz del Toro. I don't think Cruz del Toro is that good, honestly. I don't think he's very good. But they recruited Lindsay Dorado, the Lynx, versus Octagon Jr., Aerostar, and Mr. Iguana, who is like my new favorite wrestling guy.
Yeah, he was definitely the star of that
Oh my
match.
god, he was. Him and the Lynx have wrestled together for a number of years. So seeing them in the ring together, like this is the first real. Oh, hi, Wiggy.
I'm a big fan of the Lynx because he's goofy like me.
um. So this is the first like real deal like luchador wrestling that I've ever actually seen.
You've
Um,
seen like touches of it, but only
I've
through
seen like
luchadors that have American
American luchadors wrestling in American programs, but I've never seen like actual like Mexican luchadors wrestling in Mexican luchador ways. There's got to be a better way to say that, but I don't know what it is. Oh, it was so amazing. It was so amazing to watch. It was like a beautiful dance. Um, it flowed so incredibly. American wrestling is very starts, stops, and holds. Incorporates other styles into it, but this one was just like it was so wonderfully fluid.
yeah.
God, it was the most beautiful wrestling I've ever seen. I think.
It's definitely more. I hesitate to use the words like it's like violent ballet.
It is. It does feel like that, yeah. And especially the parts where Mr. Iguana and Lindsay Dorado were out together because it's like they worked together have worked together for so long, and it was just like the back and forth was incredible, and it was so good. All right, Octagon's team won. Then Dominic Mysterio came out, got into words with Octagon, and that we'll come back to when we talk about Money in the Bank. That was the super secret surprise match in the middle of Money in the Bank. Um, then I got a lot of Schadenfreude from this next one. Stephanie Becker teamed up with Lola Vice. I'm Latina. I can't stand Lola Vice versus Dalis and Tormenta. Becker pinned Dalis, which is actually very interesting because Dalis was sort of her matron, sort of the person who kind of helped, you know, look after her, teach her as she was coming up in the ranks.
Mentor.
Yeah, mentor. She's like a mentor, and now it's sort of like she beat her mentor, so now it's like she's graduated almost. It's very interesting. Here's the shot point part. I do not like Lola Vice. I don't think she is that good, and I find her massively annoying.
I'm
And
Latina.
she got her ass kicked, and it was hilarious. So she was hopelessly outmatched. She got a couple of good kicks in, but she didn't look nearly as bad as I thought she was going to. But she didn't know how to fight like a luchadora. She was literally trying to throw like MMA style like punches and kicks and
And it
shit.
didn't quite compliment it.
No,
I
it
think it was.
didn't. It didn't work. Dalise kind of came at her with some of her moves, some MMA style moves, but for the most part, she was just getting thrown around. She did knock someone down at one point, and she screamed out, "I'm Latina!" to a crowd of Latino people. Like everyone is fucking Latino, you idiots!
Yeah.
Oh my god. I laughed my ass off at how stupid that was. Anyway, so Dalise did have a kickboxing background, so she could kind of meet her in that space. But the luchadora techniques were just outmatched her,
Well,
and she just got thrown around
I mean,
quite a bit.
part of it to be fair on Lola Vice and as in a heel versus in a heel versus face match, somebody's got a tag team encounter. Somebody's got to be the person that's like taking most of the hits until they're struggling to get to the corner. They're struggling to get to the corner, and in that capacity, Lola Vice.
Yeah, but the thing is that she cannot fight the way that she was supposed to be fighting.
Yeah,
she was outmatched.
Yeah.
And like it was whenever when Stephanie Vaquer finally tagged in, the whole energy changed. The energy of the crowd, the energy of the match, it started to flow really much better. It got a lot fat. I got a lot faster. It was just Little Vice just didn't do her homework. Like, oh, look at me, I can punch things. I'm not trying to do a Latino accent because that would be.
That's not
But
Latina.
yeah, it was pretty sad, but kind of hilarious because I don't like her. But
I'm not Latina.
they did manage a double devil's kiss, which was actually pretty fascinating to watch. So
One of those things was not.
yeah, because Lola Vice has
Also, no, it's all right.
It ain't.
It's all right. It's just not Stephanie Vaquer's.
There, okay.
That's not true.
It is. Anyway, Legado del Fantasma versus El Io del Dr. Wagner, Junior Pagano, and Psycho Clown. Pretty decent match. Legado ended up winning, surprisingly.
I'm going to say this is probably the best showcase for Legado del Fantasma since NXT.
For a very long time, yeah.
Because
they do kind of get forgotten about that, but
this is
Stars and um what's the guy's name?
Escobar.
Yeah, Santos Escobar. They are excellent performers. They are, you know, legacy performers in luchador and Mexican wrestling in general.
This is familiar territory.
Yeah, it was. It really was. And yeah, they're excellent performers, and they just kind of get overlooked a lot.
I think it's like again, for the most part, WWE has all these great factions that they kind of underutilize.
They do.
Like Legado del Fantasma, I just feel like had this great potential. I mean, also they need a woman performer in their ranks.
Yeah, they got rid of Elektra Lopez, who was like, she was really good. You know, I liked Elektra Lopez. She was like, Lola Vice is like the Elektra Lopez that you get like on last chance clearance at like the dollar store.
She's so mean.
But yeah, honestly, it's kind of since they got rid of Elektra Lopez and they kind of got buried. It was nice to see them.
Yeah, to see the potential of that group kind of shined in that one, and I'm sure they're just going to go back to.
Okay, but I have a question.
Sure.
Because this guy's name is Elio del Dr. Wagner Jr. So he's Dr. Wagner III, the son of Dr. Wagner Jr.
Good question. I don't know.
I'm very confused.
My expertise in Mexican lucha libre, AAA or CMLL is very limited.
Yeah, but okay, Psycho Clown, cool mask. Dude has a big tongue sticking out of his luchador mask. I've never seen something like that before. That was neat. I appreciate it. It was very sparkly too. Like, all right, NXT North American Title Fatal Four Way: Ethan Page, Ray Phoenix, Javon Evans, and Laredo Kid, who is our AAA guy. I don't have down who won that.
Oh,
did you say Page retain?
Page retain.
Yeah, that was a really good match.
It was. I'm sure Paige is going to hold on to the North American title for a bit. I really wish they go on to Javon Evans because I feel like it's his time to have some sort of belt.
I think that it's not only time for Javon Evans to have a belt. I think it's time for Ethan Page to move.
Yeah, like Paige. Paige, I feel like is slumming it.
It kind of is.
Yeah. That's a guy who should at least be in the main roster going for the U.S. or Intercontinental title.
At least he should have been moved up this year.
I'm not necessarily like he's in world title territory, but personality-wise, he's one of the best talkers on NXT. Definitely one of the best performers.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily one of the safest, but
No, and I have talked about in past episodes about um, Ethan Page's safety issues.
Mm.
We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
And how it's a little concerning. I think it originally still
Yeah.
see. But
He reminds me of Seth Rollins via 2017, and the idea that he was put person after person on an injured list.
oh, Seth Rollins did that.
Yeah, Seth Rollins.
Wow.
Somewhere between like 2012 and 2017, he had a habit of putting people on the injured list,
Damn.
including himself. But yeah, all in all, good match. And I thought Ricky Starks was going over to NXT. We'll talk about it later, but like
Ricky Saints.
Ricky Saints. Starks was his old name,
Yeah,
but
he already is in NXT. You think he's going to the main roster?
main roster. Yeah, I thought
Yeah, I thought he was going to the main roster too. I'm a
Yeah.
little confused about that.
Yeah.
But all right. So Vikingo versus Chad Gable was the last one. I don't think we ended up watching this.
We did.
Did we?
Yes.
Did we fall asleep?
No, we might have. But Vikingo came out on top. He retained the title. But good match. It was like I'm gonna say this: Bakir and Gable were between both events are the MVPs of the weekend.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, that brings us to Money in the Bank, which happened 4 hours later. The first one was Women's Money in the Bank match. Naomi, Julia, Roxanne Perez, Alexa Bliss, Rhea Ripley, and Stephanie Vaquer. All right, so let's go to our predictions here.
Yeah, this
I
is.
don't know where my pen went.
I'm gonna say it right at the top. This is the one that I got wrong.
We both got it wrong. You predicted that Stephanie Vaquer would win. I predicted that Alexa Bliss would win. Naomi took the Money in the Bank.
And I was so far off that I put Naomi at the bottom of my like. Out of everybody there, I feel like she was like the bottom of my list because I just didn't see how she was ready yet to challenge for any belts. But the moment
she was kind of in the middle for me.
The moment
like, there's a chance, but
the moment she walked out into that dollar bill outfit, oh, she's winning, isn't she? Usually, like whoever's the introduced first or introduced last is the one,
or has the biggest introduction.
The biggest introduction is the one that wins. And Naomi had one of the biggest. And again, like the dollar bill suit was like, this is a dead giveaway, isn't it? Like, so, but like my prediction was Vaquer because I feel like they were shooting a rocket off of her.
Yeah, that was a good guess. Yeah,
but
then we had the Dom versus Octagon Junior match. Dom came out in his gimp mask. It's a luchador mask, but it's black and it looks like a gimp mask.
Yeah, which is apropos for
it fits.
I like Dom. I like Dom when he was a heel because I thought Dom took his lumps. He
really did.
Like he didn't. I think it was.
He had started in the main roster, not on NXT,
and got
because of a little bit of nepotism. Let's be honest.
And got the NXT North American title as well. Like
he did.
Yeah, he was North American champion.
Wait, was he in NXT?
He wasn't directly in NXT. It's one of those when they
he just kind of came down
there. They gave him the North American title to sort of give him a
right, that's right.
Get his feet wet deal. Like.
But yeah, I mean, you got to give him credit. He has worked so hard the last few years, and he has come really far.
They threw him in the deep end, and he managed to survive.
Yeah,
I'll give him all the credit in the world for
that. He carried so much heat.
Yeah,
he was such a good heel, and he carried so much heat for such a long time, and he did it so well. And that's tough, man.
Yeah,
like for years carrying that level of heat.
Yeah,
like oof. But yeah. So that being said, he got a little outmatched at the beginning, but he handled them pretty well. Liv Morgan helped with the distraction.
Yeah,
which is stupid. So he retained.
Good match, but it had the stigma of having a foregone conclusion.
Yeah.
Like when anybody can say in the crowd, like he's gonna retain, it kind of loses some of its look. You like any match you watch, especially if a championship's on the line, you always want to feel like there are some chance that the challenger will pull it off. Otherwise, if you're sitting there just waiting for the conclusion to happen, it's just like it takes a lot out of it for me. I don't know about anybody else, but that's for me.
That's fair. All right, number 3, the women's IC title match: Valkyria versus Lynch. Which we both got right. We both thought Lynch was going to win.
Yeah.
And she did. Valkyria came out with her terrible sleeve wings, and also had another costume. What do you call it?
Wardrobe malfunction.
Wardrobe malfunction. This is the second time this year that this has happened.
Costuming must hate her.
Yeah, like, girl, what are you doing to make the costuming people hate you so much? This time, she literally had to, she threw Becky Lynch out of the ring, and then had to have the ref help her put her top back together.
Yeah.
And then the last time it was during the Royal Rumble, and actually, you know what? I have to give credit to Liv Morgan for her super ring awareness that she saw that this was happening, and she did a move to push Valkyria off in the corner so she had a minute to fix her success. So, you know, good on Liv Morgan for that. But, girl, what the fuck are you doing? Why does the costuming department hate you? What are you doing to them?
Yes.
Oh my god!
Just throwing things at them, like.
Just, it's just, it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah. But yeah, Lynch won. Lynch was a foregone. Like, I don't know if it's a foregone conclusion, but I feel like they wanted to put it on a prestigious somebody that had the track record of Becky Lynch, and to have somebody. I think now that they have the two secondary titles, at some point Lynch is going to go off about she's now there should be new rules. The only Grand Slam champion under those conditions.
And I'd like to see Bailey come out and beat the crap out of her.
Yeah, that might happen. It might happen at this point where Bailey takes the title.
Because Bailey is back.
Yeah, she showed up on Raw.
That's right. We'll get to that.
We're getting there.
All right. Then we had the men's Money in the Bank match. Solo Sikoa, LA Knight, Chad Gable, Penta, Seth Rollins, and Andrade. Okay, so I have notes in here. It says weirdest conversation. Cole goes, "How do you know what Gable and Americano's nipples look like?" And Wade goes, "Because I do my research." They're talking
Thank
about
you for your service, Mr. Barrett.
They're talking about doing research on wrestlers' nipples. It was weird.
It's the most.
But, you know what? At least Wade is talking about people's nipples and not his own loins anymore.
Yeah,
so
that's an improvement. Yes. Yeah, like it's the most I've heard about dude's nipples since Neil deGrasse Tyson on Gravity Falls. Yummy for my yummy for my pig tummy. Anyway,
two people out there like, oh my god, I got that reference.
Again,
it's us. We're the two people.
Yes.
Right,
again, Chad Gable was the MVP of the weekend, along with Vicaire.
He looked great. He kept that match really interesting and really fun.
And probably the spot of the night with the he climbs up the outside of the turnbuckle, takes the one ladder, and then it was like watching a video game. Like
it was, yeah. It was
like watching some sort of side-scrolling video game in 3D. And it was great. It was for me the spot of that match, probably the spot of the night. Gable to me is a workhorse, underutilized player that should at least at this point should get
and now he has this goofy ass gimmick.
Yeah, I would love to see this spin into at least an IC or US title run. I want to see how everybody on American Alpha, not American Alpha, but American Made, get. They're a faction. They're a faction. They're a good faction. There are plenty of titles out there. Strap some gold to all of them. Make them a faction worth being, respected or feared or whatever.
Absolutely. I'm making them a joke.
Yeah, they feel every single member of them feels criminally underutilized.
Yeah, absolutely.
That being said, the results.
Well, let's see. Seth Rollins guys came out. They caused mass havoc. And Solo's guys came out to face them. Solo was.
Oh man, cops are busting us.
Solo was climbing up to get the belt.
Yeah.
And that's who I picked. Solo was my pick to win.
I hate you, Solo.
Yeah, Jacob Fatu grabbed him on his way up the ladder and kicked him in the face. So.
I hate you, Solo. Kick.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Where are we? All right. Um, it's kind of, I don't know. But yeah. So that's a fun development. That's
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, Seth Rollins won,
Yeah.
and Dan got that right.
Uh,
Where is it? Seth Rollins won. I picked Solo Sikoa. I didn't do good.
then we get to our main event.
And then the boring ass main event. Cody.
Hey. Mostly boring. It had one good thing about it.
The drone thing?
No.
Okay. So Cody and Jay versus John Cena and Logan Paul.
Logan Pissball.
Yeah. Nobody likes Logan Paul. Okay. So there, at one point in the match, Logan Paul and John Cena kind of got into it with each other. And later, Logan Paul accidentally did a frog splash on Cena. There was a really cool moment with drone footage where Logan Paul was climbing up on in the corner, and he had the drone, and he was holding it like this, saying something stupid to it. And out of the corner, you see Cody rushing in the drone footage, grab him, and he did it was a superplex
A superplex.
off the top rope, and you can still see the drone footage, and it's just going.
Yeah, it was a nice.
It's so cool.
It's the only
But
time Logan Paul will be involved in a "this is cool" moment on this
yes,
program.
yes, and it was because he was getting his ass kicked.
Yes.
It was
If you
cool
want,
because of Cody Rhodes.
hey, in WWE, if you want to have more Logan Paul "this is cool" moments, just have him play in moments like that where he's getting severely beaten, tortured, antagonized, humiliated is always our favorite.
But the thing that really won the night, R-Truth, who is now Ron Killings, we'll get to that. He came in wearing all black. He steered Cena, stole the belt, and ran off into the crowd.
Yes.
And R-Truth is back!
Yes.
Yes! Alright, okay, so we totally missed SmackDown. Do you want to go through SmackDown since we already went through all the weekends?
Yeah.
All right.
We didn't watch it until like Tuesday or Wednesday,
Yeah.
something like that.
All right. Jimmy Uso defeated JC Mateo for the title. For team title.
There's Jeff Cobb, people.
Excuse me. Backstage, Fatu bumped into Damian Priest. They're going to be having
Some sort of program together.
something goes on together. Bakersfield Brawl. Zelina Vega defeated Piper Niven by pinfall, due in part to some help from Julia.
Do the winners of a Bakersfield Brawl get to get the hell out of Bakersfield, California? Because I've heard
Seems like the only real.
that seems to be the real prize. You get to leave.
Yeah.
There will be more Bakersfield Brawls.
LA Knight defeated Aleister Black by a DQ. Seth Rollins came in and fucked it up. Tried to take out Black.
I'm hoping Black gets built up more. I know he just came back, and I'm hoping they learned from the last time with him, and they actually put him in a program. Black to me has the potential to be at least a secondary champion, if not somewhere down the line winning big gold on one of the two programs.
Yeah, I missed most of his time on AEW. I would like to see more of his work. Dude's got the best entrance ever.
Yeah.
All right. A bunch of promos and shit for World Collide and Money in the Bank. 6-woman tag team match. Alexa Bliss, Rhea Ripley, and Stephanie Vaquer over Julia, Naomi, and Roxanne Perez. Okay.
Yeah.
Backstage, Fatu heard Sikoa and JC Mateo.
I hate you, Solo.
Talking about him. Wyatt Six had a promo. They're still not doing anything.
Yeah. Basically, the other tag teams are afraid of the Wyatt Six, is what we're trying to convey here. Fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. Do something. It's like, I feel like that man with the stick, like, do something.
Andrade and Penta defeated American Made, the Creeds, by pinfall. And Vikingo and Gable. Oh my god. I'm gross today. Got into a fight outside. After the fight, Penta and Andrade got beat up by Rollins and Breaker. John Cena and Logan Paul took out Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. That's all I have. All right, let's jump over to Raw.
Yes.
John Cena is here to talk for way too long. Oh, good. CM Punk is here. This will take forever. Decided to do a title bout at Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia. Seth is out. 26 minutes. That's what I heard.
It took 26
26 minutes.
26 minutes to get to wrestling.
No, it took. Was it 26 minutes to get to wrestling? Or? Yeah, it did. Yeah. Until they were done.
Done with the promo, then
Yeah.
probably a break. So let's say closer to 30 by the time we saw.
Yeah.
People were. The match was being introduced and people were in the ring and fighting and punching.
Yeah. Chad Gable versus AJ Styles. It's a good solid match.
Yes. You got two of your best workhorses there, and like AJ Styles, probably one of, if not the best wrestler of the 21st century, one of the top 5 up there with guys like Kenny Omega or even maybe Finn Balor, stuff like that. But the Chad Gable, again, as I said earlier, is an underrated workhorse.
Absolutely.
Some call him a Kurt Angle clone, but I feel he's just I will not deny.
I get it because he's like the Olympic guy now. He's like the big Olympic guy, but
I feel like
definitely doing his own thing.
Yeah, Gable puts his own. Yes, he is falling into the vein of the Kurt Angle trope. That being said, Chad Gable is his own thing.
Absolutely.
And absolutely deserving of some sort of main event push.
Most definitely. He won't disappoint either. All right. So Styles won that one. There's the first Queen of the Ring qualifier because that's going to be coming up in Saudi Arabia. Oh, excuse me. Fuck you, Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
I don't like Saudi Arabia because of the gender limitations.
Also, there's a question whether Punk is going to be doing the Punk versus Cena thing at because so far he's backed out of every attempt. The last couple years, the year or two that he's been back, he's backed out of every attempt to put him in a Saudi Arabia event.
Oh, is he like? Why is that?
Apparently he said some shit a few years ago about Saudi Arabia.
Fuck you, Saudi Arabia.
But we don't know whether this is going to happen or not, or they're going to find a way to conveniently get Punk out of the picture for this event and put somebody else up against Cena.
I mean, considering that one of your wrestlers who's, of Syrian descent was not allowed in the country for safety reasons for the first few years that you were doing the Saudi Arabia shit, maybe you should have thought about that. That and the fact that all of your women wrestlers have to be completely covered from head to toe and wrestle in what are basically like full body suits.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucked up.
Unfair is the least, the nicest thing I can say about it. But
it's unfair. It is unfair. It's bullshit. I mean, you have Bronson Reed out there, who I like to call Danger Kids, because it's just like, you've got bigger breasts than
speaking of
the women's division.
Two nibbles there on display.
But no, all the women have to cover their hair this year. I remember the first year when I watched the Saudi Arabia match.
It's getting better, but it's.
There are so many countries you guys could have picked. Why Saudi Arabia? Because they're throwing shit tons of money.
Yeah, I know. Basically, because nations like Saudi Arabia or Qatar, Dubai, places like that are throwing enormous amounts of money at everything that can make their area look more prestigious. They know, again, not to get too far off of the whole wrestling league, they know sooner or later the oil is going to run out, and they need to take that money and transform it into other forms of economic growth. One of those being tourism. So they're trying to do everything they can to make Saudi Arabia a tourist destination.
You know what would really help with that? Gender equality.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Queen of the Ring is coming up. We're starting on Queen of King of the Ring qualifiers. Liv, Roxanne, Kairi Sane, Rhea Ripley. Roxanne Perez rolled Kairi Sane off of Liv when Kairi was trying to pin Liv and rolled her up into a pin. This makes Liv not happy backstage. She's already not happy with Roxanne.
Yeah, it's basically she's trying to take her place in Judgment Day and get her hands on her boy toy, man meat, whatever.
No, that's not better.
Yeah. Okay.
Considering who we're talking about, it's definitely not better. Yeah. Yeah. So that's
her sex burrito.
I don't know if that's better or worse.
Yeah.
It might be better.
Yeah, it might be better.
Anyway, so they're doing their slow motion Judgment Day implosion bullshit still with a new member.
Can I get a Dominic Mysterio sex burrito t-shirt?
I think you need to make one of those.
Yeah,
like a burrito with him and his gimp mouth.
It feels
a mustache.
It feels a little racist, but I feel if I presented it to Dominic Mysterio in the right way, he would probably approve. Let us know, Dominic Mysterio, if you're one of our 4 followers, let us know if we could make a sex burrito t-shirt. All right.
Anyway,
we got more work
all
to
right.
do.
Becky came out to talk. Blah blah blah. She called out Lyra because Lyra needed to apologize to her. Lyra comes out looking like she's like some 5-year-old who's mad or like she's trying to hold in a fart. She literally walked out like,
"I'm so mad at you, but I like you." That's the worst Irish accent I've ever done.
That was like Cockney.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm mad at you, Becky Lynch. How dare you?
And that's Scottish. Yeah, that's a terrible.
We're bad at this. Sorry, Ireland.
Sorry.
All right.
I'll teach you.
Bailey jumps. Bailey is back. Bailey jumps Becky Lynch from behind. Becky Lynch not famously, because they almost pretty much grazed over it like it wasn't a thing. Took Bailey's place in the Royal Rumble. And
WrestleMania.
Was it WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Okay. Took her place in WrestleMania, and according to a not very well talked about nor shown storyline, apparently she took Bailey out, which is why we haven't seen Bailey for a while. So Bailey's back, trying to beat the hell out of Becky. Blah, blah, blah. All right. Ron Killings. Goodbye, R-Truth. Hello, Ron Killings. He came out and he gave a very nice, very heartfelt speech about thanking fans for doing so much to have him come back. It was not a work that he was gone. It was, they literally got rid of him, and it was because of fan outcry that they brought him back. So well done, everybody.
Yeah.
Yes. And so he was at the announce desk doing it for some reason like that, and he announced that he's going to go by his real name now. That was part of his new deal with the company, his new contract. He cut off his braids, which was weird, but okay, it's him.
I was always balding and stuff, so it's kind of that hair is holding on for dear life.
It kind of is, yeah. I mean, the guy is what, like 55? 53. He's fine.
How's he only 4 years older than me? Black doesn't crack.
Black don't crack, bitch. Not you, just in general. All right.
White is shite.
The men's King of the Ring qualifier: Dominic, Penta, Braun Breaker, Sami Zayn.
Yeah, Sammy.
Strangely, yeah, Sammy pinned Dominic Mysterio.
I feel this decision was largely influenced by the fact of they're going to Saudi Arabia for the finals. So I feel like,
well, Sami Zayn was the one that couldn't go to Saudi Arabia for a few years because he's Syrian.
Yeah, but when he did go there, he was incredibly over. So
that's right, he was very over, and he speaks Arabic, fluently. So yeah, the crowd did love that pretty well. That's right, I forgot about that.
So that's true. I feel like Zayn being one of the 2 participants in the final is a foregone conclusion.
Probably, yeah, they do tend to do that. The LA Knight showed up to take on Braun Breaker. Nikki Bella is here. I have Nikki Bella, ... tuning out.
Mm.
I don't know. She came in, talked a bunch of crap. Who the fuck cares? It's Nikki Bella. She can't fucking wrestle. Liv came out, who is a better wrestler than Nikki Bella, which is saying something because Liv Morgan is not a good wrestler. And locked her on her fucking ass.
I'll give Liv Morgan credit. Liv has put her time in.
She's tried to. She's gotten a little bit better, but not really that much.
I think she's pretty improved over definitely when she won her first world title from Rousey.
Oh, she was so green.
And I
feel like she really didn't get that much better than
I feel so. I feel committed to being in Judgment Day, being in the being with Raquel. I feel because it's not necessarily.
No, I mean not like her personality, like her wrestling specifically, but she's gotten a personality wise, she's been doing pretty well.
Personality wise,
she's become a really good talker. She's a good heel. She's a pretty fun heel.
I just don't think Liv's that good as a face. I think that was part of it too. It's because when she
she was a pretty boring face
because she just cry all the time.
Yeah.
And
she still has those weird little girl screams when she doesn't get what she wants in the ring.
I think she's almost 30.
Yeah. Anyway,
Jay versus Gunther.
Yeah. Oh, there was a meme that I saw after that where it was because Nikki Bella and John Cena used to be together, so they did a funny a meme with the two of them laying on their ass in the ring side by side.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, Jay versus Gunther. Gunther got the belt back.
I'm gonna say I like Jay.
Yeah.
I just feel that they both Jay's run and Gunther's before that were not done very well.
Mm-hmm.
Jay had matches, but I just feel what was it? His one match was with what? With Logan Paul, and
I don't know. Honestly, I don't even remember.
And Gunther, I feel Gunther's title run has not been great. I thought he won it in a great fashion, but since then it's basically
they kind of just he had the title and they kind of buried him a bit.
Yeah,
he just didn't really come out to defend it much.
Because it was the Cody show. I feel
it was the Cody show,
and basically it was Cody at the expense of Gunther. Where I feel like you had people on the main roster that could have been good opponents against him, but I just feel like I can't remember anybody that he was up against during his entire reign. Where I feel like it should have. I feel like with his IC reign, I definitely the guys I remember the most were Sheamus and Drew McIntyre in various incarnations.
Mm-hmm.
And the IC title reign was great. They booked him strong. I feel like they not booked him. We just booked him in a boring fashion.
When they booked him at all.
Yeah, when they booked him at all. Sometimes there would be weeks. He's the world champion, but he felt like he was second or third down on the ladder.
It did, yeah. All right. Yep, that was Raw. So let's move on to NXT. We only have about 15 minutes, half an hour.
Yeah,
so try to get through this real quick. All right. NXT North American Championship. Ethan Page retained against Shawn Legacy. Who is Legacy up in the NXT roster? Is he still in Evolve?
Evolve is further now. I just feel like they're trying to promote the Evolve brand by having some cross promotional opportunities.
Makes sense.
Legacy was fine. I didn't feel like he was going to win the title or anything like that, but he performed well. It was good. It was a good outing for him.
The guys from the Culling went up against Josh Briggs and Yoshiki Inamura. Inamura was the best one in that match by far, and he and Briggs got defeated.
Sean Spears and other guy with a mohawk.
Oh, right. The Mohawk brothers, right.
Yeah. I feel like, are they going to bring Inamura on? He has a mohawk, kind of. They like mohawks.
Yeah.
That's why they got rid of, what's his name?
The guy with the weird fro.
Yeah.
That guy with the weird fro that used to be in the tag team with Briggs Brooks Jensen.
Yeah.
It wasn't really a mohawk. It was just a mess.
White trash Jerry curl.
There you go. All right. Ren Sinclair from the No Quarter Catch crew, who is now missing, said goodbye to Miles Bourne, and Tavian Heights is trying to go, and
They're basically
there's a
trying
whole drama thing going on there.
to break up the whole No Quarter Catch crew at all.
But
they're a fine little faction, but
they're fine. Yeah, I think it's.
I never thought much of them, but I mean, like they're
individually they're.
Dempsey was the only one I feel like I had any potential with me, like, and that's because of his in-ring ability. The Red Sinclair thing, it was basically just preordained. She was going to go down and go down.
Against Lash Legend, she's not going to be a Lash. I give her credit. She's still pretty green. She takes matches where she can, and she's not bad. Like she's
learning.
She has potential. She absolutely does. She ain't going to win against Lash Legend right now, though.
Lash Legend still being on the NXT is another head scratcher, right?
It is. It really is. Yeah. Okay.
Who would want to see Cargill and Legend go at it, or Legend and Jax, or the bigger players like her or Ripley, Bianca Belair. Like I feel like Lash Legend would be perfect for any of those people to be as an opponent.
Yeah. All right. NXT Women's Championship. JC Jane against Lainey Reed, a newcomer. It was another intro match.
Yeah.
Lainey Reed lost.
She held her own. I can't give her.
She wasn't that bad. Yeah,
no,
she's pretty green, but she wasn't that bad.
She wasn't bad, but it was basically watching a very basic bitch performance.
It was. JC Jane made her look pretty good.
Yeah.
You got to give that to JC Jane. All right, let's see. High Rise, Tyreek and Tyson, right?
Yes.
Defeated Tony D and Luca Crucifino. That's it. That's the match.
Like ever since Stacks left and turned, it's like I feel
kind of an afterthought.
Yeah, I feel like D'Angelo's career is kind of stalled at this point. Like I thought he was going to the main roster.
I thought he was too. Like after that match with Obafemi, he did a couple matches with Obafemi. I was like, damn, this guy actually holds his own against Obafemi. I was actually really impressed.
And he's really great at in-ring storytelling.
He is. Absolutely.
He's amazing at in-ring storytelling.
Very much so.
But now I feel like he's focusing on two guys that do not deserve his attention.
Yeah.
Like Stacks is fine. The other guy, Luca is fine. But they're B and C players. Where I feel like Tony D'Angelo is like. He should be main roster bound at this point. Like there's nothing left other than him getting
a solid, solo performer.
Yeah, and then
he works okay in tag teams. There's no reason to keep him. Yeah, keep him down in the NXT.
And then Uba defeats Jasper Troy by DQ.
Troy was, I think so. Yeah. I don't have.
I think it was a DQ finish.
But Jasper Troy is the new big bad in town. He just got moved up from.
LFG, yeah.
Yeah, he was the male winner of LFG, and
Large Friendly Giant.
Yes.
But
although I think Obafemi is probably a friendlier giant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're just again another person that needs moved up to the main roster because they're running out of big dudes to throw at Obafemi.
Yeah. I feel like they're gonna keep him there for at least another 6 months to a year. Maybe at the earliest debut him at the Rumble.
That would be cool. Oh, I'd love to see him at the Rumble.
Yeah.
That'd be great. All right, that was NXT. We didn't watch AEW Collision because Dan was out of town and I can't figure out how to get to it on Sling.
Yeah.
And
or HBO Max.
Oh, that's right. It's on HBO Max. Yeah, but they never posted afterwards.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's up yet. I don't even know if last week's is up yet. Get your shit together, AEW. Come on.
All right, I got to complain about Dynamite right off the pad for the last 2 weeks. Why 4 hours?
Oh my God! Right? Why? Why are you doing this?
That's a pit.
Got shit to do.
Yeah, I don't want to stay up till midnight for your event. I really don't.
Yeah, it's good stuff, but
some of it's great. But I feel like you do not need a 4-hour show. Keep it down to 2.5, maybe on the other.
I mean, do it Wednesday, Thursday. 2 hours Wednesday, Thursday.
Break it into 2 sections. Wednesday and Thursday is wide open for you guys. Take that shit.
Absolutely. So it was Summer Blockbuster. 4 hours of Summer Blockbuster. All right. Opened up with Osprey versus Swerve, time limit draw.
Yeah, with outside interference later on by the Death Riders. It was a great match. No, it was a first class match. The ending was a little bit underwhelming, but the rest of it was great.
Yeah, there's a lot of very disrespectful ripping masks off of luchadors on Wednesday.
I think that's leading up to
Backstage, Hurt Syndicate went after Commander, ripped off his mask. And then whose mask did they rip off? Was it Mystico?
I thought it was.
Or was it Dorada?
I thought it was Commander. Or it was Commander.
No, Commander. They did that backstage.
Okay.
And then there was Mystico versus Blake Christian. He's just a jobber. Squash match. And then MJF and Hurt Syndicate came out, challenged him, tried to rip his mask off. I think they did eventually, but Speedball, Mascara Dorado, and Kevin Knight came out to try to chase them off. Wait, whose mask did they?
Don't remember.
They ripped off somebody's.
Yeah.
I didn't write it down. I think it was him. I don't know. Anyway. Next week, Mystico versus MJF at Grand Slam Mexico. Because they're kind of copying WWE a little bit by partnering with CMLL.
Well, who knows? They've been partnering with CMLL for a while.
Oh, have they been?
Yeah.
So WWE is kind of copying them.
Yeah. I want to say they've done work with both CMLL and AAA in the past. So I don't think that's anything new. They partner with they've partnered with TNA in the past. They partnered with they're currently partnered with New Japan. They've done some work with Pro Wrestling Noah. So it's not that AEW to me is like they're more they were doing it way before WWE. I think Triple H is the one who basically was the one with WWE trying to open doors with other.
Oh, okay.
But that being said, I guess we're moving on to.
Well, no, that's there was an impromptu 6-man tag match: Hurt Syndicate versus what's Jet Speed and Mascara Dorada. Jet Speed is Kevin Knight and Speedball Mike Bailey, I think. Adam Page was supposed to come out, but the Death Riders jumped him, tied him up, gagged him, hog-tied him, gagged him, and beat him out onto the stage. The Ops came out to give him a hand.
In his pants.
Yes.
I'm not saying he's into that kind of thing. Just if he is, I'm not surprised.
Let's see, Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford, and now Penelope Ford is trying to dress like Megan Bayne, which is a little weird. But okay. Versus Ty Mello, who is back, and Anna Jay, or TJ. TJ wins.
It was interesting.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
They made Megan Bayne look good.
Yeah, she needs people to make her look good. Because she's just kind of big and slow.
Yeah.
She's not that good of a wrestler. She looks imposing, but she's not that good of a wrestler. So if she's in the ring with people who are good wrestlers, they make her look pretty serviceable.
Yeah. She sees me as the woman Lex Luger at this point.
I was going to say slightly more talented almost, but that works too. Yeah. All right. Kenny Omega, who has the International Championship, and what's his first name? Konosuke Takeshita. No. That's a different guy. Yeah. That's from the Don Callis family. Yeah. Okada. What's Okada's first name?
I don't know.
Okada. The Rainmaker. Yeah. Oh, Kazuchika Okada, who is the Continental Champion. They had a contract signing for All In for a new belt, the Universal Championship. It's actually pretty nice looking.
It's a nice looking belt. I'm not big on the title because
they could have done something a little bit.
Isn't the world title your biggest title? So doesn't the Universal title sound on par, if not on par, if not more important? Like the universe is bigger than a world.
Yeah.
I would have called it something else.
I mean, they could have come
I
up with
was
something better.
Unified. I think that was called. I don't think it was Universal. I think it was Unified. But still, I still.
Okay, maybe I wrote it down wrong.
Yeah, I think it's Unified Championship, but I still feel like it makes it on par with the world title. So that's my. It's a nice looking belt. So
That's a good belt. Yeah. Don's house came out, tried to warm his guys into the match. Turns out he already had. Because it turns out that Okada is kind of in cahoots with the Callis family.
but what he was not at this point. Like I feel like if you're not with the Death Riders, you're with the Callis family.
It feels like either you're like a willing ally or actively like part of the family.
Yeah. I think I'm a member of the Don Callis family.
Really? Oh, I'm with the Death Riders. Damn it, we should have checked with each other first. It always happens.
You just want to hang out with Maria Shafir.
Maybe. All right. All right. So Okada hits Omega with the belt. Beat him up pretty good. They took him out on a stretcher. Beat him up before they got to the ambulance while he was on the stretcher, and then one thing Doc Callis just grabbed Okada and ran to the car. He's like, "We gotta get out of here before they beat us off." And jumped in the car and stopped.
He just looks like a giant penis in a suit.
He does. He really does. Yeah.
A freshly shorn penis in a suit.
Kyle Fletcher versus Anthony Bowers and his half titty shirt. It's not. It's not good.
There's half titties.
It's the guy with the weird shirt that comes down to like here.
Yeah.
Explain that. Oh my God. Kyle Fletcher won. Adam Cole, who is the TNT title, was on commentary for that one. Oh,
Nigel McGuinness.
Oh yeah, Nigel McGuinness said that the fighters, the people that walked out with Fletcher and Bowers, were scissoring outside the ring. Like, no, honey, that's not what that means. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, they have there's a gimmick when they had when he was with that one tag team and they had a thing called like "Scissor Me Baby" or something like that, where they just kind of did this thing.
Oh, so it was supposed to be like that?
Yeah.
Is that what they were doing? I thought they were like...
Yeah, they're like it's for when Bowers was with the other guy that does like what is the greatest wrestler in the world. They were a tag team.
Oh. Okay. So he said that on purpose.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right. Carlos Cabrera came out to talk about the joint AEW and CMLL collaboration and introduced Atlantis and Atlantis Jr., which is actually pretty interesting. Atlantis is what? He's been wrestling for 40 years. So he's in his early 60s. And it's like a father-son tag team, which is pretty cool. FTR came out, Stokely interrupted, did a bunch of mean shit. And then everybody fucking came out. Adam Cole came out, most of Montal's family, Bandito and some other guy, the Hounds of Hell. It was chaos. Tony Storm versus Julia Hart. That was actually a really good match. I like Julia Hart. She's really young, but she's really good for being so young.
You also want that hat, don't you?
I also want the hat. Yeah, the hat's cool. Mercedes Moné was back at commentary with more food this time, and even sadder steak, not as big, but drier.
Here's an asparagus.
Also mac and cheese, and yeah, asparagus.
I kind of want that mac and cheese and asparagus. I could leave or take this. I want to cook steak for Mercedes Moné just because I feel like I love cooking steak and like whoever's making steak for them is a terrible cook.
Yeah.
Either that or it's been laying in like a heat warmer for like 3 hours.
That could be.
That's not a way to treat a good steak.
No. Be nice to your steak.
Yes.
All right, Tony Storm won. Not surprisingly. All right, mixed trios match. Tomohiro Ishii, Mark Briscoe, and Willow versus, which is like, oh my god, what a great fucking tag team. Oh my god. Versus Los Lotharios and Pia Valkyrie. Take a guess.
Yeah.
It was a squash match. Bandito versus the Beast Mortos.
I was falling asleep during that one.
Yeah, me too. Bandito. Tekla versus Queen Aminata. That was a really good one. Were you awake for that one?
Parts of it.
It was a good match. they look pretty good together. Tekla won. I think it's the first match, so of course they're gonna put it over. And then there was an 8-man tag. Hechicero and Josh Alexander and two other people that I didn't write down versus Adam Cole, Daniel Garcia, and Paragon. Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened with that because I was also falling asleep because it was like midnight.
Yeah, we
I'm
got.
like, I can't. I don't even think we watched that one. I didn't even
Yeah, I think we decided we called it.
and I'm like, I can't fucking do this. He'd been asleep for on and off for like an hour.
Yeah.
I was just like, no, I'm fucking done. I'm done.
This is
I have
AEW. This is ridiculous, dude. It's a fucking way. People have to go to work in the morning.
Right? Oh my god. All right.
That
was the week in wrestling.
woo, we made it.
Yay! And it's a quarter after 4. All right. What did I go away? All right. Anything else you can think of to talk about?
No, no, top of my head.
All right. We got shit to do tonight. We are going to be anybody who's watching who's in the Altoona area. We're going to be from 6 to 8 out at the Southern Alleghenies Museum of Art in
Sama.
Altoona.
Sama Simba.
From 6 to 8 for an art show, and then tomorrow there's going to be.
I'm going to be at the Northland Library north of Pittsburgh for the Northland NerdCon from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. I'll be there with books and all that fun, and posters and original art and all that fun stuff.
So if you're on Pittsburgh, come out and see this guy.
Yes, I was there.
I'm not going to be there because my knee is jacked. So.
Yeah. This is literally like a mile away. This first one, so if that, it's like 9/10 of a mile.
Yeah, it's something like that.
We'll be home in 10 minutes. The other one's over 2 hours, so
I'm not riding the car for that long.
no, I don't blame anybody.
Anyway, so yeah, we gotta get going because we got some shit to do. So we will see you guys hopefully on Monday. We're gonna be talking. What is that? That's gonna be the 16th. We're gonna be talking Juneteenth and trans women sports for continued Pride coverage.
Yes.
If you're cool with that.
Sounds good. Let's go.
We'll see you then.
Get out of here.